Hey, hey! And welcome to the QUB, the show where I sit down with good friends and have a long, drawn-out talk about absolutely nothing. I'm your host, Why Not Tuneish, and I have a special treat for you guys today. Joining me here in the QUB is a good friend of mine. You may have seen her comics around Instagram now and again. This is Jessie Dawson of My Superhero Comics. Say hello, Jessie.
How's it going? Should I call you Why Not or Tuneish?
You can call me Why Not, you can call me Tuneish, you can call me Mr. Toon, you can call me Bob Farley if you want. That's not my name, though.
Huh.
Call me what you're comfortable with.
Thank you for having me, Tuneish. I've been watching your show, so this is pretty cool to finally be on.
I'm excited you're here. I've wanted to ask you to come on for a good little while now. You've been on a bit of a hiatus lately.
Yes, I have. It's so funny. I think I started it maybe a little before you asked me or after you asked me to come on the show. Sometime around there. It's been a while. But I just needed a break. But I'm hopefully going to get back into the comics soon.
Well, for those who have not been around or just came on after you started your little hiatus, why don't you tell people a bit about what you do, what you make, and where people can find you?
Sure. Yeah. So I make, I'm a graphic designer professionally, but in my spare time, I make this little comic called My Superhero. I started posting it on Webtoons, and we just hit, I think, 22,000 subscribers
Epic.
A little while back. Yes, epic. I'm super excited. And then I started, some of my friends, some of my mutuals who also make comics, I noticed were posting them on Instagram, and they were finding a new audience there. So I thought that might be an interesting way to kind of expand my readership and reach more people. So I started posting my comic here on Instagram. It's a bit slower. It's a bit slower of a start than on Webtoons, but I have found some new readers there. And I think you found my comic there.
I absolutely did.
Tuneish. Yeah. So it has been a little bit successful, I'd say. But yeah. So
any extra readers is definitely a bonus.
Yes, I agree. Yeah, I'm so thankful for everyone. And so my comic is My Superhero. It's a comedy superhero comic. It's a parody of a romance as well. So it plays with a lot of, romance tropes like love triangles and pining and jealousy. But it's about a villain who's out searching for her one true arch nemesis. And she's found him, but he's completely oblivious to her. He actually already has his own arch nemesis. And this causes so much jealousy and stress from the main character villain.
Because of course it has to.
Because of course it has to. Yeah. So she a lot of the story is just her trying to get this superhero's attention by doing things that she thinks will make her come across as a more serious villain, Yeah. She thinks that's what he's looking for. And if she comes across as a more serious villain, then maybe he'll take her seriously. So she starts getting a sidekick. She starts doing these elaborate schemes to try and get his attention. And so that's where we are. I won't reveal too much more because we're still kind of in the beginning of the story.
Oh, yeah. We're nice and early on. But you did manage to add a new side character. Well, a new main side character just before you a little pause.
Yeah. And she's very popular now. She's everyone's favorite character.
Betty Crime is the voice of reason here.
The voice of reason. Betty Crime is the sidekick that Mistress of Mayhem has landed on. She doesn't want one. She likes to work alone, and she went through a lot of different sidekicks before she finally settles, quote unquote settles.
You had a rejected sidekick moment here. What was that? Like a contest or something? That's right. You had answers from readers. They suggested their own sidekicks.
Yes. So before introducing Betty Crime, I sent out this kind of open application form to readers, and it was send in your sidekicks if you want to apply to be Mistress of Mayhem's sidekick. And this was before I started posting on Instagram, so I didn't take any requests from Instagram viewers, unfortunately.
And that's too bad. I definitely would have submitted a couple.
I would have loved that. And so I'm going to have to find a way to do this again, just so I can get some of those Instagram requests, because a few came in and they were really fun. But anyway, so a bunch of readers sent in theirs and they were just really fun. Like, shoot, I can't think of any.
I'm actually looking at them right now. Let's see. You've got Green Thumb. You have Evil Robot. Melba Toast.
They would just send names. That's a Canadian thing. I was not familiar with that. A Canadian reader sent that in. It's a very popular kind of toast, I guess. But so they would just send in names of sidekicks and maybe a tagline, and I would just draw whatever came to mind for me. And then I would draw out this interview that Mistress of Mayhem would have with them. Like, so she would invite all of these reader request sidekicks in, and then she would just reject every single one.
I feel like one of those at least was justified. Wasn't one of them a cannibal?
One of them was a cannibal. I think it was Mad Lad. And I feel I had to apologize to the reader who sent that request in, because they did not intend for Mad Lad to be a cannibal.
I think it made for a nice joke. You should leave.
Yeah, they were like, I didn't ask for this. But I'm glad you appreciated it, because but yeah, so that was one justified reject. But most of it was like, oh, your favorite color is green. That's lame. Your favorite animal is an elephant. That's stupid. So it was basically all to show that Mistress of Mayhem doesn't want a sidekick. The only reason she's getting one is to get Eagle Scout's attention. So
exactly. She just feels she needs one. She just feels she needs one. But you can kind of tell that her heart's not in it, because she's finding these stupid reasons to reject them. And finally, the character Betty Crime comes in, and she is the most qualified, the most experienced. She has the coolest name. Her name is cooler than any of the main characters. It really is.
She has and she's dope. She's got a great character design. She's awesome. We don't know much about her backstory.
No, but she's incredibly patient with her boss.
She's incredibly patient with Mistress of Mayhem, who is really just a silly person. And Mistress of Mayhem actually rejects her. She's like, and it was for some silly reason. She asks when Betty's available, and Betty says, like, pretty much 24/7, except for a couple hours on Thursday, I'm not available. And so Mayhem's like, oh yeah, so this is kind of a full-time job, so if you're not going to be available,
you can't take any time off.
You clearly aren't taking this seriously, and I am kind of a serious villain, so rejected. She stamps her application rejected. But luckily she sees that Betty Crime had some bowling shoes in her pack, and Mistress of Mayhem is on a bowling team, and on a villain's bowling team that isn't doing very well. And so she asks her about her bowling shoes and how good she is. And Betty Crime, of course, who's good at everything, is like, great, she's won championships. And that's what that's what changes Mayhem's mind. She's like, okay, actually, yes, be my sidekick.
Just random convenience.
Very convenience. And I think that's as far as we are on Instagram. We're a few chapters ahead on Webtoons. I just haven't posted those yet on
Instagram. On Instagram, we're left on a big cliffhanger where all the Eagle Scout and his new sidekick, along with Mayhem and Betty, are all finally meeting each other in this big, elaborate, not at all a trap.
Not at all.
Yeah, the last thing you did was give her flirty eyes. Yes. You know what's kind of funny about that? It's so funny. I'm gonna go look at where we are. Okay. Yeah. We're about to find out what the acid vats are.
We're about to find out what okay. So I have I told you this is like an asexual. Sorry, I didn't say that. I said this is a romance. This is a romance parody.
Yeah.
It's like not an actual romance. It just plays with those tropes.
And I think you're handling it very well.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So because of this, I think most people get it. Not everybody does. I think some of my younger viewers think that it's an actual romance. They think that Mistress of Mayhem actually is in love with Eagle Scout, which is fine.
No, she's just insane.
Yeah, which is fine. She wants him as her arch nemesis. She thinks he's perfect for her as an arch nemesis. And I think my older readers get it. They're like, oh, this is just a joke on romance. It's not real romance. So that panel that you just mentioned kind of caused a stir with some of my readers who spoke up on Webtoons and even reached out to me, who I love. I love them. I have an asexual reader base that I've sort of developed through this non-romance romance parody, which I really appreciate. And so they were kind of uncomfortable by that panel of her like batting her eyes at Eagle Scout.
Funny.
So that's actually the panel that we're talking about, where she's batting her eyes. I have a little like caption underneath.
Eyelash Morse code. Arch nemesis, yay or nay, as if he knows.
Yes.
As if he knows Morse code.
So that's actually not the original panel.
Oh, really?
I went back and changed that after a number of readers like spoke up about their discomfort with it. So the original panel does not have that caption, and her facial expression is a little different. I think she's like maybe making a little bit of a kissy face. So and that made my like asexual readers, or my readers who really loved that this wasn't a romance, it made them uncomfortable. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, I don't want it to be misconstrued that this is an actual romance. She doesn't actually have any sort of romantic interest in him. So I went and edited that panel specifically and added that little caption.
You gotta do what you like most, but sometimes you have to cower to the fan base.
Sometimes you have to cower to the fan base, yes.
I don't know how to feel about the fact that I don't yet have a fan base big enough to make me cower to.
Okay, how would you feel about that? What if people are like, what if you shave Tuneish's face?
I have to shave?
No, what if you did? Like, what if one day you're like, I'm going to change Why Not Tuneish's, like your avatar's facial hair. Well, and you like shaved it and your fan base was like, whoa.
Well, what's really funny about that is it'd be a bit of a blast from the past. I've been online for like, has it been like 4 or 5 years now? It might have been, wow. But back in the day before I had what following I do, and I do enjoy every bit of my fan base. I think they're wonderful people. I'm happy to have any. I'm happy to have any amount of audience to entertain. But back in the day, Why Not actually didn't have any facial hair. He had 3 little lines indicating the start of a goatee.
Oh, interesting. 3 little lines. I like that.
Yeah, it was a classic. I started experimenting with the beard after this little challenge I did. It was going around back about 3 years ago, I think. It was, I think, dress your avatar in the clothes you naturally wear. Well, Why Not is actually designed after me. He looks a lot like me, so it's just like, you know what? I'm going to draw Why Not as realistically as I can.
Yeah.
Screw the rules.
Cool. Yeah.
So that was the first time I gave him like an actual beard. He had my scraggy facial hair because I hadn't shaved in like 4 months. Had my old giant ponytail I used to have.
Oh, fun.
I looked like a disappointed Discord moderator. or like a very unassuming dad. Like, yeah, tell me what he did. I'll sign a form saying that if he does it again, I'll sign another form.
Like a chill, disappointed dad, though.
Yeah, he was tired.
Helps.
He didn't like being called up to the school at like 10 o'clock in the morning. Like he had stuff he wanted to do today. I started drawing the beard because, honestly, it made it easier to draw his face, if that makes sense.
Yeah. No, I get that.
Beforehand, Why Not kind of just had a perfectly round head that I had to stretch depending on where I put his mouth. Adding in the beard means I have official guidelines and borders for what I can do with his face.
Yeah, I can see how that kind of helps.
Oh, yeah. Plus, it kind of adds to the ageless factor that I've given him. You're not entirely sure how old he is now.
Yeah. And honestly, there's also kind of a little bit of a living dead factor, like the gray skin.
Oh.
What kind of creature? We don't know.
Well, Why Not is actually a pure-blooded classic Toon, rubber hose variant.
Ah, I like it. Okay.
Yeah, his body is completely monochromatic, but it's funny you mentioned the gray skin. I decided the reason for that is that his blood is made of ink.
I love that. Okay.
Yeah.
That's so cool. That's why he's black and white. But
Exactly.
why the green shirt?
It's funny that you mentioned that, though. I'll flash this up on screen now. But it's funny you mentioned the whole Living Dead thing, because it takes me back to one of my absolute favorite illustrations I've drawn over the years. I hadn't done anything on Instagram. I'll send it to you right now. I hadn't done anything on Instagram in like 6 months because I was busy with classes that I was about to drop out of. And
like
so,
this picture.
and so on a whim, I was just like, I'm crawling out of a grave. You've got Why Not L Tuneish? Who knows to 2021? I don't know. He hasn't done anything in a while. Mouse.
This is a great picture.
If you actually look at the background, if you could zoom in, and I don't know if the quality will still let you.
I do see some graves.
Yeah, and all of those are actual either dead or canceled cartoon characters.
Canceled.
You've got Jay Sherman from The Critic, Eek the Cat from the late 90s, the Warden from Super Jail.
I actually only recognize Ink the cat.
Eek the Cat. Not a lot of people know that, but it's a lot of fun.
Simpson. Is it Simpsons?
I think it was around the time Simpsons started. Yeah, it was a little after that, but no, it wasn't from The Simpsons. That's, you might be thinking of either Snowball or Scratchy.
I might be thinking of Scratchy.
That's fair. No one remembers Eek the Cat. Oh, here's one that everyone remembers. Dick Dastardly.
Oh.
1968 to 2016. 49 years and not a single win.
Dick Dastardly.
Yeah, he was the he was the
From
evil
Speed
guy.
Racer.
Yeah, he was the not Speed Racer. No, he was just the evil guy from Wacky Races.
Really? Oh, Wacky Races.
I do
Not
believe
Speed Racer.
one of the racers was vaguely based on Speed Racer, though. I can't confirm.
It was
that.
like a parody of him. Yes, that's right.
Yeah, he was the guy with with his dog that he taught to drive. He had that horse laugh.
Yeah, they would do reruns.
Oh yeah,
Some of the stuff. Yeah, that cat, Eek the Cat, is so familiar to me, and I don't know why. Was this Nickelodeon?
I honestly
it was on
don't
Disney.
Wait. Eek the Cat was a Disney cartoon?
Well, I'm looking at something, and there's a Disney logo in the corner.
Oh,
Maybe it was briefly. Maybe they just briefly had it on Disney.
You see, I would have assumed something along the lines of Barbera, but looking at the art style, it kind of reminds me of, I don't know if you remember this from any of our collective childhoods, but Dave the Barbarian's art style. Does anyone out there remember what the hell Dave the Barbarian was?
Oh, wow. Yeah, I totally missed this one.
What, Dave the Barbarian or Eek the Cat?
The style is super familiar, though. Like, whoever this is definitely went on to do other stuff. What else did this artist or this animation studio do?
I want to believe that they
Disney
also... it was definitely a lot of Disney cartoons. You know what? I bet they might have... maybe they worked on... I have no guesses.
Something in his face.
I walked into that with such confidence and ran out of steam.
I know, you really did. I was like, he's about to say some stuff. No worries.
I hate when that happens.
No, because like I feel like you do it because you think maybe your mind's gonna conjure up something at the right moment, and then it just doesn't come sometimes.
I was certain I had something in the depths of my mind. I had nothing. This is what you all subscribe for.
Yeah, wow. So the other ones are like familiar. They're like, they're like tugging at some bit of my brain, my memory.
Oh, did you look up what else the guy made?
No, I mean the other ones you mentioned, like Eek the Cat. Very familiar.
Jay Sherman is familiar to almost nobody. That was The Critic was a show that lasted 2 seasons, and then they tried to do a web show, I think, when the internet was getting big.
It's really familiar. It did how many episodes?
I think 20.
20? Wow.
Yeah, The Critic.
Yeah.
It was a good show. I urge everyone to pirate it from their local piracy store. Don't do that. I'll get in trouble. Oh my goodness. They changed the art style halfway through. You can tell why, if you watch it, you can absolutely tell why it didn't last long. And yeah, that's one of the things that I feel bad about. I took a lot of film classes when I first started, when I first went into college, because I was originally there for animation. So now I'm able to look at all these things and be able to judge, like, yeah, I wanted it to go on for longer, but it makes total sense why it didn't. I understand where their minds were at.
Really? Is it just kind of dry?
Well,
Did not a lot of people get it?
Yeah, kind of. There's a bit of smart humor in there. A lot of the jokes and slapstick were kind of just one-off things that didn't go many places. They didn't leave a whole lot of room for continuous story narrative, so of course it wasn't going to be a very long-lasting show. There was no overarching anything. A lot of the plot points just kept coming back. The running gags kind of got old after a little bit.
Oh, man.
Plus, the main premise was that Jay Sherman is one of the best film critics in Hollywood. That still means that he is one of the most hated men in all of human history. But there's only so many jokes you can do with that, you know what I mean?
Greg?
John Lovett, though. Love his voice.
Yeah, I just saw a picture of him, so he voices him.
Yeah.
He does have a great voice. A great voice for cartoons.
He's one of the few actor voices I can almost do.
Oh, yeah? You want to give it a go?
Yeah, it's, he just has a bit of a flair about him. It stinks. It's not very good, but it's almost there.
When you say it stinks, I hear it more.
Yeah. It stinks. It's up there.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
He always has a wild, dramatic flair about him.
Okay. When you go up, when your tone rises, you really hear it there.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad you think it's good enough.
Yeah, it's good enough.
As I always say, good enough is good enough.
True.
My standards and par of work is so low. My God. Oh, dear goodness. We've already used up a third of our time.
Oh, wow.
It's wild how time flies, isn't it? That's something I always notice about the show.
You always go for an hour, huh?
I try to. I thought it'd be a smart idea, mainly because it gives me a lot of time to fill. Animating for that long is relatively clever when you think about it, just because it gives people a lot to look at.
Yeah.
That is a problem, however, because I realized later on, I probably shouldn't be filling an entire hour, because no one's going to actually watch this. They're just going to listen.
Wait, what do you mean?
Well, most people, and again, I want to make sure everyone out there knows this. I don't mind how many people actually use their eyes when they play my show. I understand it's mainly background noise for a lot of people, but I am happy for those who enjoy it, you know? I do wish there was less work on my part, considering this is a one-man operation.
Yeah, it does have a podcast vibe to it, where you just kind of.
Oh yeah, it was originally a podcast.
Yeah, I get that.
Then I started inviting on more and more of you guys from Instagram, and it quickly turned into a talk show.
I dig it.
Yeah. Now I get to sit down and interview comic artists, illustrators, people I really freaking like on this app.
What are you in school for right now? You said you're not doing animation anymore.
Oh, no. I dropped out a couple years back, threw myself into part-time work, wasn't really sure where I was going. Yeah, I was going through a phase, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Ended up coming back to a college closer to my hometown, so I didn't have to pay rent anywhere anymore, and ended up going back for graphic design myself.
Nice.
Yeah.
You're studying graphic design right now?
I am. It was a bad idea.
How are you, so I had a very stressful time in graphic design school. How do you compare the graphic design school to animation school? I hear animation school is just brutal.
Animation is very difficult. That's one of the reasons I left. I was getting too stressed out and burnt out. And of course, I went there during the pandemic, so I'm going to be the first to always mention about myself, you can't trust me to work while I'm in my bed. I will not learn jack squat if I am in the comfort of my home. I need to be in a learning environment, and it can't be somewhere comfortable. I could not be bothered to learn jack squat while I was in quarantine, which is why some of my grades started to slip. I could not. I ended up passing not graphic design, intro to 3D animation with a C the final time I took it, which actually isn't good enough to pass.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, for that degree, you need you need to pass that class specifically with a B.
Ah.
The last good thing I made there, however, you can see at the beginning of every episode. It's my intro sequence. That was the last 3D thing I ever animated.
I gotta go rewatch that.
It's a lot of fun. The song came much later, of course, as you know, because it's not present in the vast majority of episodes I made. That song is just done as a favor to me from my good buddy. I don't remember his screen name because I only ever read it off when I'm hosting my radio show.
I like it.
It's my buddy
watched
Kyrie.
It again.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I want to remake it one of these days. Update it, you know?
Yeah.
Especially since I don't have an actual logo.
Design.
Yeah.
Oh. That's dope. I like the song.
I found out recently that graphic design was a very poor mistake on my part. I went back to college, it's like, well, I need something. I am an artist. Why not graphic design? No, I apparently should have gone back for film.
Dude, I think the same thing. I was like, damn, I should have done film. You get so many great skills that you can use on a YouTube channel. And like so many great skills. But there are some also really great skills for social media that you get from graphic design.
Oh, yeah. And I'm happy about a lot of the stuff I've learned there. I'm just not very good at it.
That's fair. Well, how far in? You'll get better if it's still early.
I have 1 year left.
You have 1 year left? Yeah. You got time.
I struggle. I'm digging my own grave here. I'm about to have to start looking for jobs, and I'm just putting all this out there. Future employers, I swear, I will be better when you hire me.
No, like that last year, yeah, you did a lot of classes in that last year, I'm sure, like package design and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Branding. Yeah, you're going to learn.
But I found I have a great deal more passion with my filmmaking. That's actually where all those live action bits on my channel came from. I'll link them in the description below and flash a couple scenes from them on screen right now. Those all came from about the same semester, and I've had a lot of fun making those. I'm making more. In order to graduate with my BFA in fine arts, my Bachelor of Fine Arts, stop stumbling, why not? I have to put on what's called a senior show. And I was basically told my senior show definitely needs to center around my filmmaking.
Nice.
Yeah. So I've been given express permission to make, among other things, more episodes of The Cube. My professors, some of them are people who watch my show.
Nice.
I'm very happy about that, you know?
So I did something similar for my senior show.
Oh, yeah?
I was never quite the traditional graphic designer. Like everybody else in my year for the BFA, they branded companies, branded cafe, branded a blah 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 company, and they did great. That's what they wanted to do. But I was always more into like storytelling, and so I created a children's book, and I self-published a children's book, and then I branded it and I put it on Amazon, and then I created like a website for it. Like basically, like I made something that I was able to put my heart into.
Oh so my God, that's a great idea. Wonderful.
I think that's great that you would create something that you're able to put your heart into instead of, I don't know, whatever graphic designy thing that you may be expected to do.
Oh my goodness. Can we get a link to that real quick? What's it called? Let's point some attention to the book.
Oh man, dude, it's from ages ago, and I got so stressed out putting together the senior show that I haven't looked at it since.
It doesn't matter. It's a part of your history. Let's flash. You've already told them it exists. Now it is my job to pester you until you tell them what it's called. Do you remember what the book is called?
I'm just like thinking about it. I'm just thinking about whether or not But okay.
Hey, if you don't want to, I won't
go.
force you.
It's called Wyla on the Hiking Trail.
Wyla on the Hiking Trail.
Yeah, I sent you a link to it.
Let's see. Let's flash that on screen. Ooh, there's something familiar about the design you went for this cover. What'd you pull inspiration from?
Well, if you are studying graphic design, I'm glad that you find something familiar about it. I just kind of took a lot of inspiration from mid-century graphic designers like Saul Bass, and they're very minimal, and it's something that I've tried to incorporate in my superhero, a minimal style. Like that's something that graphic designers learn.
I can see the resemblance.
But have you noticed that? I wonder why not if you've noticed that in your studies of like the history of graphic design, that like it's something that illustrators may not be encouraged to do as much as graphic designers, but we're like encouraged to be super minimal, to use as little as possible to communicate as much as possible. And that's something I really appreciate.
That's something I have a hard time with because I'm kind of in a constant state of panic. I kind of I throw a lot out there and just hope to God something lands.
Oh my God. Yes, same. Because I hope this is good. I don't even know if this is good.
Oh my God. They're staring. Say something, you fool. Say something. Speak words with your mouth.
Do you have to present? Do you have to present your projects and like talk about it to the class?
Oftentimes. And I've got one professor. I respect the heck out of him. He always tears it to pieces, and I love him for it.
I love that.
He always focuses on what I did wrong, which I am, to be fair, very happy about because it tells me where I need to improve. But it always sounds like, why not? You failed the assignment. But I look back and it's like, oh no, I got a solid B. I wish there was a little more tact, you know?
A little more. They like just kick you when you're down.
It feels like it sometimes in critique. My smile just gets lower and lower.
I know. They're not done until like your hope is completely crushed.
Okay, yeah, I screwed that up. Oh, you noticed that little error? Yeah. No, that's not what I intended, but I can't correct you on that. No. I didn't even know that.
You know what's cool, and I bet this is the case, that because you do this, because you have this show where you're talking and you have a podcast and you're comfortable with speaking and presenting ideas, I bet you're really good at presenting your projects. Like I bet you're noticeably better at it than like your classmates.
I'm noticeably better at talking about stuff than most people. That is true.
Yeah.
But whenever it comes time to critique, half the time I will end up stalling somehow. My brain will just stop working and just like, I'm positive I was supposed to say more about this. That's the end of the sentence. I'm way better about talking about stuff that I make film-wise for some reason. I'll put so much work into my standalone pieces, like just graphic design, and then it'll come time to present, and I'm just like, what have I been doing for the last 2 weeks?
Thank God.
To be fair, I have a very natural way of progression. It's not like I start out with an idea. I start studying the concept I have intently, and I just keep adding to it until it looks right, you know?
Yeah. Same.
Yeah. It's like working with sculpture.
Well, try. There's this quote that I always remember as a graphic designer in everything I do, even after graduating, even after working in graphic design for a while. There's a quote I always go back to.
Yeah.
Because that was my impulse as well, to just add and add until I like it. But Coco Chanel, you know Coco Chanel?
I remember the name from something. I think I read about them.
She's a famous fashion designer, not related to graphic design at all, except this one quote that she said that always helped me. She would say, before you leave the house, take off 3 things. Like basically you're wearing too much, less is more. So like before I finish a project and turn it in, what can I remove? What can I take away from this? Because minimal is often more elegant, you know? anyway, that's something I always think of.
That's incredibly clever to think about, actually.
Yeah.
A little last minute tweak. Just erase a couple things you've done. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I will not be applying it to real life, though. If I take off 3 things, I'm almost certainly going to be naked.
Same. Same. I'm the exact same. Like, Coco, how much are you wearing? Like, what is going on?
What are you wearing that you can take off 3 things?
Honestly, I think the actual quote may be 5 things. I just refuse to believe.
Wait, what?
Like, Coco,
let me think about that for a second.
Are you wearing 2 hats? Like,
what 5 things can I reasonably take off? Because I basically dressed just like Why Not. There's not much addition. What can I take off that won't hinder me? I can take off my hat. I can take off.
It looks like.
Oh, okay. A lot of people. I'm glad you brought that up. A lot of people think that they're sunglasses, but that goes back to another somewhat recent design change.
Cartoon. Is it the classic cartoon thing? That's how they did the eyes.
Basically, yes. Originally, Why Not's eyes were black circles with little white pupils in them. I'm saying that as if you guys don't see me, only as Why Not.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you told me that. It makes me appreciate the design of the character even more. It's a reference to classic cartoons, like the old Mickey Mouse style.
Exactly.
Cartoons. That's really cool.
I only actually had white pupils 30 seconds before I was going to post for the first time online. Originally, I had just black pools, and I looked at them before I was going to post, and I'm just like, that's incredibly creepy looking. The pupils were an afterthought.
I could see that. Okay, here's the confusion.
Yeah.
I think I might have come to this sooner if it were not for the green shirt and blue pants.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Wait,
can you
just because I'm not entirely monochromatic?
Yes, exactly.
Okay. So there actually was an original idea. I'm going to be showing a lot of stuff a lot of people have never seen before from me, likely. I started out way back on Tumblr in like my last year of high school.
Nice.
Oh yeah, I still have an account there. I just always forget it exists.
Fair.
It's been abandoned. So I didn't have an idea of what I was going to do yet, but I knew I wanted an avatar for myself. I went through a multitude of different designs for me, and I just landed on, well, an approximation of what I look like today. A little bit has changed. I've definitely gotten fatter for some reason.
Okay.
But
as we all do.
Yeah, but originally I was thinking maybe I should be monochromatic, and it bored me tremendously. I was originally supposed to be a modern remix on a classic cartoon. My story and my lore has since changed dramatically since then. But I never went back to change the color scheme that much. So I was just like, I want a little dash of color. So I'm supposed to be a classic cartoon character, but I live like a normal, modern cartoon. So what if I'm just wearing like more modern clothing? What if I'm wearing something with color on it? Despite the fact I can't change my skin color, I can probably change my clothes.
Okay. I like that reasoning.
Originally,
through your project.
I didn't land on a green shirt for a while, actually. My first shirt was I've always kept almost the exact same pants. Let's be straight up with that. The color has changed maybe in hue, but I've always had blue pants and purple shoes that you never really get to see. But originally my shirt was red, and then I did some variations on blue. I went over to a black shirt for a very short time that I didn't like. And eventually landed on a green shirt, just because it was the exact outfit I was wearing at the time I finalized his design. He was, from that point on, always going to have a green shirt, my black jacket, my hat, and my pants. Literally the only thing he wears that I'm not is the shoes, because I don't own those.
Oh.
Yeah.
Cool. Little backstory there, little lore.
A little Why Not lore no one's going to bother to listen to.
Oh, it's interesting. I bet some people have been curious about it.
I know some people have. I'm sure some people have. The main place I've shown up outside of my channel has been, in the Summerfelds. It's an Instagram. I'll link them into the description below and flash them on screen real quick. But the Sommerfelds are people I work with. I'm their creative director. I work alongside the artist. I help keep everything in line. And I've actually shown up in their comics on, I think 3 separate occasions and 4 separate occasions if you count ones that I'm just in the story of. So
this is nice.
The idea is that Why Not is... I'm a person at the edge of the multiverse. I'm at the exact opposite end of where reality is. Whereas reality is the most real, Why Not's universe is empty and it's the most fake. It's the purest form of Toon that you can be. It's empty, it's just waiting for creation. So Why Not's able to travel across the multiverse and get into hijinks with people and just do whatever the hell he wants.
Cool.
So I'll eventually pop up every now and again here and there, and that's why I was a little sad that you actually posted this to your webtoon first, because I would have absolutely sent in Why Not Tuneish as a sidekick.
I love that.
He's not villainous in the slightest. He's ambiguous.
He's ambiguous. So that is funny. So this is not a plug of my Patreon.
Hey, plug anything you want here, man.
Well, I'm not trying. I don't want it to sound like I'm pressuring anybody to do anything.
You better go look at her Patreon, guys.
because it's that my Patreon is on pause because I refuse to charge anybody while I deliver nothing to them.
You hear that, guys? Get in now while you can.
No. So while it's paused, you actually cannot. I didn't know that Patreon did that, but you actually can't. You can't subscribe. But that's good because I wouldn't want anybody waiting. But I have these perks now that people can just submit their either villain, sidekick, or heroes to me, and I will write their lore for them, and I'll draw them for them. I've started, I've started adding them to the end of every chapter. But you can only see it on Webtoons because it's so long. But maybe I'll add it to Instagram too. But here is somebody who actually creates comics, who you may have heard of, who reads my comic, and I read his. I'm very fortunate that we're mutual fans of each other, but he submitted his comic book character to me to add lore to, and I actually put her in my comic, and I created her. Here, let me send this to you.
Yeah. Let's flash it on screen. I want to know if it's someone I know.
When you say flash it on screen, are you talking to me like to share my screen or like?
No. It's a meta joke that we don't get to see right now because we're recording.
Oh, got you. Okay.
No, I have a jumbotron in the background between us, canonically between our 2 seats.
I got you. Okay, so if you scroll to the bottom of the chapter, you'll get to something called Hero Feature.
All right.
And
let's see.
And then it's just this long document of a story that I created for this character that was submitted to me, and I do it for everyone who submits a character to me through my Patreon.
Lee Meadows. That name sounds familiar. I know this woman.
Yes. Do you really?
Oh my God, I love this comic. Yes.
You know Roundhouse?
Oh my God, you have no idea. I
love them.
If
too.
I thought I had a shot, I would bring this creator on my show.
Really?
It's on my list of people to ask.
I can totally ask them. I can let them know. I mean, I can't guarantee that they're going to, but have you reached out to them?
I have not reached out to them. No, mainly because I don't know them that well.
That's fair. I
don't know Duke Stewart that well, but I love his work. I love his comics. I really want him on my show.
I think they're fantastic, and I bet they absolutely would. I can give them a heads up too. I know you probably have like a list of people that you're going through, but
as we currently stand in my usual recording schedule, for heads up for anyone, this isn't going to help you find out when I record this exactly, but I record every episode nowadays every 2 weeks with a gap of about maybe a month and a half to 2 months in between. That way I don't have to keep telling you guys, oh, I accidentally recorded this a year ago and never got to it. Like the first few episodes. I'm currently booked until, I think, February, thankfully. I have so many people I've scheduled, and I'm excited about it. But no, I'd love to reach out to Duke Stewart. I absolutely want to and see if I can get him on.
They're fantastic, but I was super surprised that they liked my stuff. I was like, I was like, oh my God, you're a fan of me? You are dope, dude.
That is a really cool moment when you find out a comic creator you absolutely love has seen your stuff.
So anyway, through that perk, Rory submitted Lee. And so this is just one of them. This was the third episode, and I've done it a couple more times before this. But basically, what you're saying, people submit their character. It doesn't have to be a villain. And I create lore for them in my world. Or I create a scenario where they ran into one of my characters, and I document it at the end of my episodes. But that's
You know what? I might have to submit something to that perk when you finally get it up and running again.
When I finally get it up and running.
I'd love to see Why Not Tuneish and his multiversal remote control cause problems.
Oh, hell yeah. If you have as much detail as you want, I'll work it into the story.
I will try not to completely overload you with lore. I'll do my absolute best to give you a lot of wiggle room on things.
Okay, I appreciate it. I'll let you know. I will let you know for sure. I'm excited to have Why Not Tuneish in my superhero world.
Aw, thank
you. In the world, and Lee will be there too, and you guys can be buddies.
Yay. My goal, I feel like an underlying goal in a lot of these episodes for comic creators is to find a way to get an Easter egg of myself somewhere in their work. And I don't know if I should feel selfish about that or not.
Why not shows up in Lore Olympus randomly?
Oh, that'd be awesome.
I can't imagine what you'd be doing there, but
I don't know what I'm doing in any universe I show up in. I'm not supposed to be there. I've just retconned myself into the story. Like I'm basically just an audience member who has access to the multiverse. I'm Mr. Mixie Spitlick, if you get that reference.
No, I don't.
Oh,
I can look it up.
He's an asshole from the DC universe.
Mr. Mitzi.
You know what? Here's a better one you might get. Yeah. I'm him from the Powerpuff Girls, or I'm Bill Cipher from Gravity Falls.
Gotcha.
I'm immune to the plot and watch it like a TV show.
Well, that's diabolical. That is villainous. Those are both two villainous characters.
It is, but the problem is there's almost no characters that have the powers Why Not does that aren't villains. Why Not is better.
He's just hanging out. He's not really doing anything with the power. He's just...
Well, no, not really. He's just using it to make friends because he's desperately lonely. I mean, he's the sole inhabitant of his universe, and he has to stay there for the majority of existence.
So I'm going to be honest with you. I think your character, if you're not a villain, you might be an anti-hero, because that just doesn't sound like hero behavior to me. You might be an anti-hero.
You know what? I would definitely agree with that.
Device. Okay, cool. It's this kind of scary, dangerous device that in the wrong hands could be horrible.
Oh,
even
absolutely.
By accident, it could be horrible, but you're just using it to make friends. Like, I'm not sure. Yeah, it doesn't sound like a hero.
I'm a problem character. I'm just not doing anything intentionally villainous.
Okay, well, you might be a villain because you're not actually doing any good with it either.
That is true. I'm actively trying to stay out of people's business so I don't affect the plot much. But I'm not exactly going to change the outcome of an episode.
But you might. If you're like waving in the background, like, "Hey guys, what are you up to?" Like, you might be like inadvertently interrupting something.
Oh, I'm just accidentally breaking the plot.
And dude, what is this guy doing here?
What is with the remote? Why is his skin gray? I've come around on it. You may actually be a villain. Oh, I'm an accidental villain. I apologize every time I do something wrong, at least.
You do apologize.
But I am kind of a giant weirdo. I understand why I'd be a villain.
If it's any consolation, all the villains in my superhero universe are just wacky. They're just silly people.
You know what it kind of reminds me of?
Yeah.
I feel like your villains would fit in perfectly with Venture Brothers, if you've ever seen that show.
Only a little bit. Was that Adult Swim?
It was Adult Swim. It was the parody of Johnny Quest, basically. They all the villains are really weird, but kind of normalized. And what makes them different from everything else is they have an organization that lets them be villains under certain rules, you know?
Yeah.
I encourage you to give it a watch at your earliest convenience. It is kind of a long show.
I'm kind of worried about
influencing your work.
Similar, yes. So,
I understand that.
I recently watched something that I saw when I was a kid, and I think I might have inadvertently pulled some inspiration from it without even realizing it.
No way.
Mystery Men. Do you remember Mystery Men?
That sounds eerily familiar.
Yep, early 2000s comedy with Ben Stiller, and they're just normal people. They're just normal people who decided to be superheroes. Yes. Against normal people who decided to be villains.
I vaguely remember seeing, I think, a trailer for this. I never saw it, though. This seems really wacky. I like it.
It's real wacky, and I think I might have pulled some inspiration from it. So I'm trying to be careful. But Venture Bros sounds really funny.
Yeah, it's a laugh riot. It's got some out-of-pocket humor here and there, but I encourage pretty much everyone who enjoys stuff like this to give it a watch. It also has just a lot of Easter eggs to a lot of comic book history. So if you're a giant nerd like either of us, definitely go watch it.
I'll give it a go.
My goodness, we're about out of time here. There is one thing I kind of wanted to bring up.
Yeah, what's up?
So, this isn't exactly a question. I wanted to bring up one of my favorite comments I left under your comic at one point.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, let me go look.
So, I think it was around... You made a video about this on your page at one point. It was Betty Crime and Mistress Mayhem at some sort of fancy gala.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember specifically that reading their dialogue, I left a comment along the lines of, their relationship reminds me of either Lou and Chief Wiggum from The Simpsons or Duckman and Cornfed from the show Duckman.
Oh, yes. I remember.
Yeah, like that. The one in charge of everything clearly doesn't have her head on straight enough to be effective at what she's doing. And her sidekick, quote unquote sidekick, is clearly the brains of everything.
Yeah, it's kind of an old trope, isn't it? It's like
so
in a lot of classic cartoons. Yeah, like now that I think about it, now that we're talking about classic cartoons, it's kind of like there are some Looney Tune like duos that are kind of like that too that I'm trying to think of, but like
now I'm drawing a blank as well.
I know, it's so like common, that kind of intelligent sidekick, like dopey brains.
Yeah,
brains. It's not Pinky in the Brain, because that's the opposite.
Exactly, that's an intelligent guy in charge, and the dopey sidekick, which is even more prevalent, really.
Yeah, that is actually a popular one too.
My goodness, but it's a perfect dynamic, and I think myself, along with all of your audience, would just like to thank you for making Betty Crime a thing.
I was surprised that nobody else had done that before, had done Betty Crime, that like used that name as a character.
It's such a perfect name.
Yeah, and she's like so clever. Like, of course, she would come up with the coolest name.
It's just so out there. It's neat.
Thank you. I appreciate that, and thank you for the comments and support.
Oh, you know for a fact I'm going to be one of the first people reading the moment you start posting to Instagram again. I want you to know that.
Aw, I appreciate that, and I'll be following your show. It's really fun.
I'm glad you're enjoying it.
There was something that I wanted to ask you as well.
You know what? We got enough time for one more question. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, you in your interview with Lazy Fair. Okay, it's like it's pronounced a certain way. Like it makes me wonder if it's supposed to be pronounced Lazy Fair. But okay, it's Lazy Fair. Okay.
Good friend of mine.
Yeah, you guys, first of all, you guys have a really fun dynamic. You guys are really funny together. He just seems so upset by everything. It's kind of amazing. He's like kind of disgusted.
Ozzy is a sarcastic jerk, and I love him dearly.
That was very funny. But
I feel like we complement each other well.
Yeah, you guys are funny. It was just like she was just so disappointed and just almost angry.
I can't tell you how proud I was every time he was disappointed.
You guys are a good duo. That's a good duo, like, dynamic too, isn't it? Like, one person just disgusted.
I'm clearly the one in charge. Optimist. I'm clearly the one in charge, but I'm missing a few key bits of information.
And just like an optimist, like a sweet person who's just like having fun, and the other person who's just like, what is wrong with you? Shut up.
You know, I based our thumbnail off of that exact concept. So the thumbnail was supposed to be us in the queue, but we're somehow working at the SCP Foundation. I'm excited because we have a security breach. There's lots of things coming to kill us, and he's just there with a crowbar ready to hit me with something. What is wrong with you?
That's really fitting.
Oh.
Yeah, it was funny. But you guys, I think you almost asked, or you talked about, I think you just briefly talked about the question, what is a cartoon that had a theme song that slapped?
Oh, yeah.
Actually addressed it, but it made me think of Doug, like the Doug song. I love that.
Doug did have a very fun theme song, didn't he?
It was dope. It was so catchy. And I remember just listening to that. I like downloaded it and I would just have it on a mixed CD because I just love that.
That's how you know you're a dedicated fan, when you just have the theme song ready to listen to.
The theme song. Yeah. Yeah, it's dope. Anyway,
I still stand by my answer to that question, which was My Life as a Teenage Robot had the greatest Cartoon Network theme song.
My Life is I gotta look it up again. It's not one I watched.
It is. I suggest you do. It's a classic era from... Why did I forget his name? He created the Powerpuff... He created the Powerpuff Girls. He created Foster's and Dexter's Lab.
Hell yeah.
I'll remember his name later.
He changed his art style, and I don't think I like the new style.
Craig McCracken.
Like, it kind of bothered me.
It was Craig McCracken, and I remember that because he also somewhat recently created Kid Cosmic, which is a Netflix show you should all go and watch immediately now that it's over.
Kid Cosmic?
Kid Cosmic. Great show. Highly recommend it. Oh, that reminds me. He also created Wander Over Yonder, which whose character design was loosely used as inspiration for one of the main characters in Kid Cosmic.
Wander Over Yonder. I hear about that a lot. It's like a classic now, right?
Oh, it's about 10 years old. It only lasted 2 seasons. God bless it. But
like songs, like really popular songs, right?
Oh, every time Wander sang was perfect. Rise and shine. It's such a lovely morning. Gonna be a perfect day.
Nice. I just remember the villain song.
Oh, Lord Hater. Who is the universe's ultimate evildoer? Hater.
Yeah, now I wish I actually watched it because
you know what? If you want to, I will send you easy links to every last one of them right after the show.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I'll give it a go.
Oh my God. Oh, well, that's about our hour here. Before we go, do you want to remind everyone where they can find all your stuff?
Yeah, sure. You can find me on Instagram. I've got a couple of accounts. One is just my general comic account where I post when I update on webtoons, and I just post random fan arts or whatever. And that's basically just let me go. It's at Jessie Paige Dawson. And my comic Instagram account where I'll post updates to the comic when I get around to it, which will hopefully be more regularly.
I hope it'll be before this episode comes out.
Yes, me too. Which is mysuperhero_comic. So you can follow the comic there, or you can go to Webtoons, which I know is a controversial place to go. They're always
How dare you?
I know. It's not a great place, but you.
It's a great place.
Where you can find a lot of great comics there. That is the thing about it. Unfortunately, they're not the most ethical company, but I am there. You can find my comic for free. My superhero ! And yeah, we're a few chapters ahead. If you want to know what happens after the chapter that's on Instagram, I'm also on Tapas at my superhero ! And yeah, that's about it.
Well, before we close
Thank you
out,
so much for having me.
Oh, no problem. I'm again just ecstatic you managed to get on here. We had to reschedule like twice.
I know.
That's just as much my fault, especially the second time around, as it was yours.
It wasn't too bad. We just bumped it a day the second time. I think. Hey, maybe. Yeah.
But before we close out, I'd like to give a special thank you to all the people listening at home. You guys are why I put in the stressful hours to make these videos happen. Please remember to like the video, share it to friends, subscribe to tell me you want more episodes, and ring the bell so you're notified when I upload. I tend to miss upload dates a lot since I'm in college. Your homework for the episode, I want you to comment down below your favorite comic episode of My Superhero Comic, and then I want you to go give her a follow for me. She deserves it. It'll give her more inspiration, probably.
Yes, I guess it'll motivate me to post. Come back. Yeah.
But
thank you so much.
No problem. But as always, I've been Why Not? She's been Jessie Dawson. This has been The Cube, and I hope you're entertained. Good night, everybody.